Hello everyone. We are going to be starting off the stream in just a minute or two. Okay, a little bit loud. Hello to everyone in the chat, including Dr. Stovetop and E. Gonzalez. I also have faith in everyone in the chat. And I agree, it is a great day for some Geoguessr. A little bit loud. So this is a custom game that was made for me by a friend of the channel, Freight. For those of you who watched the Castle Leslie episode, the Castle Leslie tour is the only collab video I've done, and that was me and Freight recording that. And so today we have the Tretoguesser game. We're gonna get started in just a minute. Taking a sip of tea so I don't ruin my voice, because I already talked for about an hour today. So we have 10 people in the chat, so the goal of this is to see if you guys know where the stuff is, because I think I have a good idea. I think I know where the stuff is. And hello, Muffin Man in the chat. So, everybody's ready? We are going to get started. Okay. So, immediately I know where we are. I will give us a bit of a spin around. You can see we're in a castle with a green tree in the middle, up on some kind of little rampart, and in the distance we have a big tower, little village, more buildings in the distance, and some kind of crying obsidian structure. So where do we think we are, folks? Muffin Man is saying Marsh Castle. What does the rest of the chat think? Is that a good guess? Evergreen? Evergreen? I know where it is, but not the name. Alright, I got 2 evergreens in the chat. We are going to be voting for Evergreen Castle. Our guess was 0 blocks away. We got full points. So each of these rounds is going to be 5, I guess each of these little games is going to be 5 rounds, and there are 50 locations to go from. Right now, we are at a shrine. You can see there is a castle in the distance there. I don't know if anybody knows what castle that is. If we look over, we can see the sea in the distance. And looks like there's a bit of a desert peeking out here. So what do we think, folks? What is the guess for this one? The Lilac Hill. Muffin Man says the Lilac Hill. I think that's we're on a hill with lilacs, but I think we need to be a bit more specific than that. By the way, my plan is to stream this for about half an hour or so, and then probably do a little bit of building in the new city. To go for about an hour and a half stream in total, probably. That bridge looks like the one near spawn. Muffin Man saying I think it's close to Anchorage. Why don't we open up the map? So Anchorage is right over here, and spawn is right up over there. Yeah, that looks like Anchorage. Getting some disagreement in the chat. I'll close the map again so you guys can see. And I think the main guess is Anchorage. Hablo Anchorage? What are we thinking? Somewhere around this area? Or more down here-ish? Neverwell Forest? Neverwell Forest is around here. I can place it down there. What do we think, guys? Does that look good? All right, I am going to... Might be a bridge to Regensburg. There are 3 bridges to Regensburg on this side of the water, and there are 2 up there. Pulican saying that looks right, and the Muffin Man saying right across the river. Right across the river would be there. I think that is going to be our guess. Gonzalez saying black hole, so we could try to put it up there. What do you think? Around here, guys, or more south down by these 2 oak bridges? I can zoom back out and look at the map. So we are currently here. You can see some tall trees in the distance. Pulican saying, I don't think it's across the river. So our current guess is somewhere up around Castle Blackpool. Yeah, I think Pulicant is now agreeing with across the river, so we're gonna go here. Our guess was 3 blocks away. We got full points for that one. This one should be a bit easier. I think most of you know where this one is. Here we can see we're in a desert oasis with a gate behind us, what looks like a blue banner. See you later, Muffin Man. So what do you think, guys? Do we know where this one is? Gonzalez saying Bexel, Ollie saying easy. Bexel, Bexel. Alright, alright. Let's see. Let's see how close we can get. I think we are... Alina Condal saying Palau. 0 blocks away. Full points, full points. Ooh, okay. So we are on a little dock here. This version of Tretoguesser is based off of the last world update, which was back in December, not the one that I put out this week. So some buildings are missing, but here you can see we're at a little bit of a dock. There's a couple of towers in the distance and some more buildings over there. I'm not sure what my favorite city in Tretogor is. It's kind of hard because I love all of them. Gonzalez saying the Lilac Isle. Okay, so the Lilac Isle is down here. Does that look good, guys? I will say Saunaville really is one of my favorite places. I think it just has such a cool, like, compact little vibe. Poulouquet saying Sarneville. What do we think, guys? Do we agree? Hold on, I'll go back. So we are currently little dock here, beehive, some buildings over yonder, and we have some towers in the distance, and this birch forest all around us. South Island, South Island. 2 blocks away. Look at us. I think I prefer Regensburg to Saint-Neville because it's like bigger and I just spent more time on it. It just has more going on. I think Saint-Neville is definitely more like everything in the town itself. It's like a very specific vibe, and I think Regensburg kind of has too much going on sometimes. Okay, this one should be easier. Let me know if you know where this one is. We can see some ships and a little lighthouse off in the distance. More ships in the bay and one way over there. Anchorage. Alright, guys. Where in Anchorage do you think we are? Definitely Anchorage, Anchorage, Anchorage. Getting a lot of Anchorage. We have a little gate in front of us. The tower just over there. And we can see some little houses. E. Gonzalez saying the island. Okay, I think that's a fair guess. North Island. Alright, we're gonna guess North Island. Let's see how close we can get. Looks like we are maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks from the gate. One block away. 1 block away is good. That was our round. We got 1,000 points. Full points. Let's see what other locations we can get. This one shouldn't be hard. I think most of you know where this one is. Got a little gate next to us. A little building here, looks like a church. A couple of wattle and daub houses around us, and a castle around us. Where are we thinking, folks? I think you guys are going to get this one pretty quickly. All rest in MR saying Brewerstown. E. Gonzalez saying Castle Stoneheart. Actually, Brewerstown is not on this map yet because it hasn't been added to the world download. So we're gonna go for Castle Stoneheart. Let's see. I think we're here. 0 blocks away. That's pretty good, guys. Okay. This one might be a bit tougher. We're next to a little house in the woods with a carrot and turnip farm. You can see a castle in the distance. I think you guys know which one that is. And some kind of structure over here. Looks like off in the distance you can see something that way as well. There's also a structure over here, so this is a yellow and green banner. This is yellow and red. And this one here is turquoise. I can open up the map. So these are all the locations we have to choose from. Castle Leslie in the distance, probably. So I can zoom in on the Castle Leslie area. We are somewhere around this area, I believe. Let's see, guys. I think I got my best investigators on the team. We're trying to solve a murder in Tretogor. Where are we going? East of Castle Leslie by the small lake. Okay. By Dunlion. I think by the small lake is a good guess. Hold on, where are we at exactly? I think we're... Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, you can do that. Oh, that's disorienting. What happened? We're upside down now. What happened? Okay. I think our guess is gonna have to be this. Under the little circular lake. Right there. 5 blocks away. 5 blocks is good. Whoa, got a bit of a more gruesome scene here. You can see we have a dead tree here. A little swamp biome sort of thing. And a bunch of custom player heads. In the distance over there, we can see the castle and not much else on the horizon. E. Gonzalez saying Battle Hill. Alright, so we're gonna go for Battle Hill. I wonder which island we're on specifically. Looks like we are right smack dab in the middle, maybe about 7 blocks from the tree. Battlefield where Castle Leslie and Stoneheart people. The place where Castle Leslie and Stoneheart people fought was at Fort Moscow. I think we're like right here. 1 block away. 1 block is pretty good. Okay, here we have what looks like Medina right in front of us. Over there we have another castle and a little something on the hill. A very large skeleton right next to us. And I see a camel in the distance. Do you guys like the new cactus texture, or do you miss when they were more like dark, bright green? Alina Conkle says near the dragon. Dragon isn't labeled, but I have a pretty good idea. Hula Cannon saying dragon skeleton. I think right there. I think we might be on the path, actually. Between the Temple of Fertility and the Big Desert City, there used to be a Plains Village. It did used to be a Plains Village. Very good of you for remembering. 3 blocks away. I will take it. 3 blocks is pretty good. Alright, so we have landed right in the middle of a castle. We can see another castle in the distance. And nothing else on the horizon. But we do have some big fields around. E. Gonzalez saying Somerton Castle, Somerton. Alright, looks like we are in agreement. Santiago saying Kansas. We might be a bit far from Kansas, but I don't know how far. I think we're here. 2 blocks. That was round 2, folks. I think we're gonna go for a 3rd round. Let's see what new locations we can get. All right. We are here next to the only cherry tree in Tretogor. That is a mouthful. Try saying cherry tree in Tretogor 5 times fast. We can see some big ships in the distance, a copper tower, And we have some cute little buildings here, including a sign that I can't read because Minecraft signs fade out really fast. I'm getting you get 'em, you get 'em, you get 'em. Pokemon Town. We are in Pokemon Town. Hello, Evan the Historian. How is your name? I'm doing good. I think Your Name the movie is pretty decent. But I think it might be a little bit overhyped. We are currently playing a game of Tretoguesser. Actually, I don't think I mentioned it, but if you guys want to also play Tretoguesser or show it to any of your friends, it will be available in the description of this live stream. Again, all credit goes to Freight. This is not my invention. It was done by a good friend of mine and of the channel. Professor Birchside. I don't remember what that guy's name is. 1 block away. That's pretty good. This one we've already done. I think I'm just gonna log this one in for us, folks. I think we're right about here. This one we haven't done. This one might be a bit... Oh, this one's gonna be tough for you guys. Okay. Okay. We're at a random point in the forest that is near Shan Castiel, the old ruined castle, Castle Blackhole, Evergreen, and Marsh Castle. Right over there, I'll let you guys know, you can see Hamlin Farms. And there's nothing on the horizon. Oh no. There is exactly one thing on the horizon. All right, do we have any guesses for this place? What are we thinking, folks? Somewhere in the middle between Marsh Castle, Evergreen, and Shan Castiel. Any takers? I can bring up the map. Here are the locations mentioned. We have Marsh Castle up there, Shan Castiel, that is Evergreen, and that is Blackhole over there. Crossroad between Moss Wen and Shan Castiel. The crossroads is... There's Moss Wen. There's a crossroads here, 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 and here. Evan the Historian says, bruh. East of Marsh Castle. Marsh Castle is here, and east takes us into Newport. Hello to Muffin Map. Back again. I assume you're at the DMV now? By the way, guys, do you think I should get rid of the lava sources in the world that are just doing like weird things? Or does it not really matter? Like places where I haven't terraformed the lava to make sense. Like, should I just get rid of it? If we don't have any guesses around here, I will Barbershop de Buffy yet? Not yet. We'll get there. We can make the Buffy barbershop in the new city today, if you guys want. Get rid of the lava, it would realistically burn up the forest. Do something with the lava sources, get rid of it. I forgot my glasses, so I couldn't take the test. Oh no. Guys, I failed. Okay, the written driving test, I passed the first time. On my driver, like the driving test where you actually have to do it practically, I failed 3 times. I got it on my 4th. Second crossroads you mentioned. Change my name back to Boofy. What's up, Kombucha, by the way? For those of you who are just joining the last couple minutes, we're trying to figure out where this is in the woods. We're at a crossroads between Black Hole, Evergreen, Chancastel, and Marsh Castle. And we're working in this sort of area. For those of you who are saying do something with the lava sources, do you have any ideas? Like, I could make it... Okay, this one over here is a lava pool where I just put a bunch of like stone and magma blocks around. But that's because that was a lava pool. These are lava like fountains, like waterfalls. I don't know. We're getting some Muffin Man lore in the in the chat. I think I'm just going to decide where we are, I think. So you could change them to regular ponds. Yes, I suppose I could. You can make geysers. Geysers? So that's where we were. I don't know how fantasy you want to go with your world, but maybe like a hell portal. The issue is that I have too many. Not like I could do something with one lava source, but basically there's a lava source here, one here, one there, and then two there. Those two are pretty close. But I don't know. Okay, you guys should know this one. You guys should know this one. It looks a little bit different now because we put in custom birch trees. But I think this one will be pretty easy. Maybe make some of the forest burnt because of the lava. That's not a bad idea. If you're curious, behind us here, we have a couple of farmhouses. Evan the Historian saying it's New Gedham. Well, do we agree, folks? Are we going back in New Gedham? Antonius saying Newport. Right outside the walls. Yeah, right outside the walls is about here. I think we're right at the bend in the road before it hits the farmland. I think we're right there. Suburbs area of Newport. Yeah. I've been considering, right, whether like how much of this area I should develop and how much I should leave trees. We're still at 400. We're still at 800 points, but we still haven't lost a single point yet. Okay, this one you guys are gonna hate. There is one thing in the distance. If you guys know what this building is, you can find us. Anyone know what this building is? I wish chat didn't have the delay, because it can be a bit leave some odd timings in the Blue Cat saying the Crimson Church. Iglesias Breakfalla. It's the Red Church. Yes, it is. So the Red Church is right over here. Question is, are we on this side of the church or this side of the church? Santiago saying west. I think west is a good guess. West of Rostillid. So west of Rostillid would be here, or west of the church would be here. Which side do you think we're on? They're both dark forest, to be clear. What do we think, guys? We are near and you get him. I don't think we are. I don't think we are on this one. Hulacan's saying west also. Let me see if I can see the sky here. Not quite, but we are next to a big mushroom. Maybe we are like here? There's two mushrooms. So we're right before a bend in the trees. So we might be like here. 75 blocks. You guys, we were on the wrong side. Oh, sorry. Pulukant and Muffin Man said Ross Tillis. And actually, most of you guys did say Ross Tillid side. So that's my bad. I wasn't reading the chat at the end. In my defense, some people did say west of the church. Is swear allowed here? Swear is not allowed here, good sir. 75 points, so we lost 75 points. That's tough. That's on me, folks. I think we have time for one last game. We're going to do 5 more rounds, and then we're going to do a little bit of building. Okay, folks? We are currently on a red boat. You can see a castle right there. And nothing else on the sea. So what do we think, folks? Egan Zealous saying Castle Leslie. I can pull up the map here. In the ocean west of Castle Leslie, it's Castle Leslie ship. Getting some people saying Castle Leslie ship. I think we are here. Hold on, there's 2 sails. We're under the 2nd sail. I think we're right here. 0 blocks away. Goated. Goated. I am not gonna ban Muffin Man. If you guys have disagreements, you can sort it out peaceably. Okay, I think you guys know where this one is. I showed this one off in yesterday's World Tour video. I'm not even gonna spin around. If you guys, I think you guys can get it without me spinning around. E. Gonzalez says Newport. Let's get into it. Newport Rich area. Nobody is getting reported on the Discord server, guys. This is clearly in Armenia. I don't think so. Although I'm open to it. Street leading up to the castle. There we go. All right, let's see. We're right in front of the Merchants Guild. That's this building, so we should be here. 0 blocks. Zero blocks, guys. Okay. Interesting. I don't think you guys can get this one without me spinning around. I'll give it a little spin. Currently, here in the world, we now have a huge cliff, which really fills up the space, because it looks really empty right now. Guys, is the Faroe Islands, Summer Sea, Anchorage? Alright. This is the Summer Sea. And I do believe we are right here. Goofy's favorite town in the distance. Well, we have New Gedem on this side, Newport on this side, and Bexel on this side. Oh, and Marsh Castle. But there's a lot going on, actually. You already said Newport. You can't take it back. 2 blocks away. All right. This one we've already done. I'm just gonna plop in a guess. This one we have not done. I think you guys probably know where this is. This is actually one of the last places I was working on in the world download. I put in a big custom forest like right here, full of like really tall trees. Also, for those of you who don't remember what the terraforming looked like before, this is the Snowy Mountains, and this is the Black Volcano. That kind of gives it away, but I think you guys know. I think you guys know where we are. I trust you guys to know. Van Graff. I'm getting 3 Van Graff estates. I do think that we are on top of the Van Graff estate. I will say, you guys are pretty good. You can get it most of the time pretty easily. And I'm proud of how well you guys are doing. All right, what do we say, folks? Do we want to do one last game, or are we going to switch to building? Your terraforming is pretty good. Thank you, Santiago. Should we do another round of Geoguessr, or should we switch over to building? Evan the Historian says one last game. All right. I think we have time. I think we can stretch this out for one more. Okay, you guys know where we are. Let's not play around here. I don't think we need to spin. I think you guys know exactly where we are. So what's the guess, folks? I want to see it in the chat. Bexel salt? Egan Alice is saying Bexel salt. What do we think, guys? What time is it where you live, Sir Robert? It is 4:40 in the PM. Antonius Capitonius is saying Bexel, and Pulikant is saying Bexel Salt Farms. So we are currently... Whoa. We are currently, I think, right about here. 1 block away. Hey, that's pretty good. This one we've done. So we can plop ourselves right over here. This one we haven't done. I think you guys know where we are. Here we have a road leading to Old Fort Moston. Road signs are always a big help, like in real Geoguessr. Here we have a couple of stone... What's the word? Petroglyphs? Petroglyph isn't the word. You guys know what I'm talking about. It is 22:41 in Germany here. That is a respectable time. I try to stream in the afternoons so that most people are available. And yes, and to Antonius Capitonius, I am in Canada right now. Entry to the valley, Valley of the Cairns. Getting some entry to the Valley of the Cairns here. I think we are... Hold on. We're right before the path splits off. We're like right there. 0 blocks. Okay, we went through a whole thing about this one. We were there. We were stuck over there last time. Grave Hills. Yeah, we were in the Grave Hills place. Look at saying Hamlet Farm. So where in this general area could we be? E. Gonzalez saying west of Dunlion. So that would put us roughly here, basically. Antonius is saying turnip farm. We are at a turnip farm. Looks like a house in the middle of nowhere. I think we're in the turnip field. Oh no, we're right outside of it. I think we're on the side closer to the house. I think we're right about here. Muffin Man saying near Shan Castel. Yes. Alright, and this one we haven't done before. I want to see if you guys can get this one without me spinning around. So here we see Shan Castel. We were just over there at Hamlin Farms. This is Castle Blackhole. Jaywalking is not a crime. Jaywalking is not a crime. You cannot arrest somebody for jaywalking. E. Gonzalez is saying Marsh Castle. Guys, do we agree with the Marsh Castle diagnosis? Antonius is saying Fort Austin, and so is Coolacant. So they're saying that we should be somewhere around here. Is that the watchtower near Marsh Castle? Okay, so the watchtower near Marsh Castle is right here. I'll just give us another brief look. So here in the distance, we can see a black hole and Shan Castel. Marsh Castle, I was wrong. Are we taking it back to Marsh Castle? That would put us somewhere around here. E. Gonzalez is saying, yeah, watchtower. Everybody agree with the watchtower? Coolacant is also saying watchtower. Okay, we're gonna guess it. 2 blocks away. There we go, guys. I think that is the last of the game that we're gonna play today. I have to say, it's a really cool feeling playing Geoguessr in Tretogor. I've enjoyed playing it with you guys in the chat, and I'm really happy that I got the opportunity to do this. This was actually part of my birthday gift this year was having a custom game made. Again, you guys can play this for yourselves by checking out the description, the link in the description. The person who made it goes by Freight. And you can see a couple of other games they've made, not in Tretogor, but just generally. And we're going to leave this and pop in to do a little bit of building. E. Gonzalez saying, where are we building? Well, we can build in Tretogor or we can build in the new city. I'm not fully decided. I was leaning more towards the new city, but I don't know. Oh, I also have I've been playing around with the new shelves, which are really cool. Let me just make sure that my music is off. I don't want to get copyright stricken. So this is how things are looking in Parcana Province. I haven't fully decided on what name the city is going to have, but my running, my kind of like current name I'm thinking is maybe naming it Abelard, after a famous Parisian love story, basically. And this is a building that I was actually asking about in the Discord yesterday for advice, because I wanted to make it look like a big stretched out banner on this clock tower. Basically, when you come through this door here, you need to have like some big eye-catching thing. The clock tower does work, but I think it might look even better if it was like a big red banner that like really catches your eye. So I don't know. Yeah, Pulakant, I'm going for like 1600s, like early 1600s. It's really tough because I want to do some stuff that's more medieval and I want to do some stuff that's more like a little bit later. So it's going to be a little bit of a mishmash, but like I can show you. Over here we have a big cannon bastion. Don't mind these towers, I was copy pasting them. Basically this is like the medieval wall, and then this is a like sort of sea wall where I'm going to be putting in cannons. I even made a cannon design. I think it looks pretty decent. Basically it's built so that it can fit like this. And it goes like this. So you have the actual cannon itself, a couple of wheels, a little thingy here, and here you have like the two pieces that kind of join together. This is a land cannon, so for a sea cannon, like for a naval cannon, I would make it a bit different. It sucks that it's like a half slab, but I find that walls look weird as cannons, so I don't know. Also, Sir Bobert, I looked through almost all interiors in Tretogor and I found 3 empty rooms in the entire province. Interesting. If you could let me know which ones they are, I would happily go in and fix them. We can actually do it on stream right now if there's still... Well, anyway, we can go through and fix them right now if there's empty stuff that I need to fix. Hello, Seagull. And yeah, so like one of those things that's tough is like I want to have empty space in the city for like gardens, like backyards and stuff, but like the more you get into early modern and less medieval, like the fewer gardens you have. I want to put a bunch of houses, but I don't want to do like 80,000 house interiors and have no cool buildings. So it's kind of tough. But this is what I was doing yesterday. I was laying out all these little kind of middle class, not artisan, what's the word? Sort of merchant class houses. And these ones here are all going to be supported on these big sort of pillars. Actually, I need to make these bigger. I just thought of it. The reason why is because these are going to have like a really big overhang, but these are going to have a much smaller overhang, so I kind of need like the floor space, basically. Two of them are in the theater in Regensburg, and one is in a farming shed. Let's check it out. Gonna go, guys. Just got a new phone. See you, Evan the Historian. Okay, so why don't we go see what's up? I don't want to be having empty interiors around, but it is possible that I left them empty. One of the things I'm really excited for shelves is that we're gonna be able to make like big doors. So instead of using like trapdoors, using trapdoors on top of regular doors works for spruce and dark oak. But when it's like mangrove, you kind of have to do like this kind of thing. I'm really excited to come in and replace these with shelves if I can. I think it's going to make it look better. Let's see. This one is done. This one is done. Oh, these are bathrooms. I totally forgot to do the bathrooms in here. Okay, guys. We're going to do a little bit of impromptu Tretogor decoration. There we go. Got my player head. Sorry, flying through a building right now. I think it might be a bit nauseating for some of you. And I can't quite hear the music in the background. What, we in Tretogor now? Yeah, we're gonna be in Tretogor just for a couple minutes because I need to fix some things that I didn't mean to be this way. Hold on, I need to find somewhere where I used an invisible item frame. Surely there's one around here. No, okay. Gosh, that's annoying. Hold on, I'm gonna need to look up the item frame command. Okay, we're back. We're back in it. There we go. Just gonna be doing a couple of little touch-ups in Tretogor that I didn't know I was gonna be having to do, but I'm glad that we're doing them. It's important to make the world feel complete, you know? Here, we'll go like this. Very simple toilet. And we'll put in a cauldron so you can wash your hands. Actually, most of the furniture in here is either birch or this kind of pale wood, warped wood. There we go. Okay. And we can put a little lantern just above here. It ain't much. Anyway, now we have a ladies' room and a men's room. There we go. Okay. I'm using your tips to create my own world. Thank you. You're very welcome, outsider. How do you get invisible item frames? Yeah, the command. Very useful command, incidentally. Yeah, so I was thinking of either working in the new city or trying to do some terraforming back in Tretogor. Not sure which I should do. My thing with terraforming is that I've never created like a river that I'm really happy with. Like terraforming hills and stuff I find easy, but terraforming rivers I've like... It's kind of hard because you can always just like place land, but I feel like it's hard to dig out like a good looking river in Minecraft. See you, Muffin Man. I don't even know where I would put one in Tretogor if I added in a custom river. I might have to think on that one for a while. Okay, so we said we might create a barber shop. I think this one would fit. I think this building would fit. So why don't we actually go in and try to make a barbershop? Just gonna go in with something simple like so. And I just need blocks that I can basically use /fill commands for. Here, we'll just use this. I think it could be nice to have it on a little bit of a foundation. I'm just not sure what that foundation should be. Maybe something like this. Especially because the land goes up really high behind, so... I think we can... Okay, so basically we're going something like this, and we're going to create a wattle and daub house. Just a small one. I don't imagine a barbershop is going to be like the swankiest place on earth. Why did you create the big city in a different world? In Tretogor. Basically, I just felt like I needed space to maneuver, and I kind of like the idea of embracing the new Minecraft generation, because I've been putting it off for a long time, and even though it's not perfect, I feel like it's something that I just sort of have to do eventually. And basically, in doing it this way, I can keep this project going on in the back, like in the background, while I work on Tretogor for a while. So this city isn't going to be done in 2025, and it's probably not going to be done in 2026, if I'm being honest with myself. We have to create all the city exteriors, and then all the city interiors, and then we have to create all the farmlands, all the terraforming, all the rural house exteriors, all the rural house interiors. There's going to be a monastery here, and we have to do probably like 30, 40 ships. It's going to take absolutely ages. You guys know me. I like to put out the Tretogor world downloads when everything is like done. I don't like putting out stuff that's like, I don't want to put out something that's like rough and unfinished. I want to put out something that feels finished and like I can be proud of it. So basically I can work on this for a couple years, dip back into Tretogor when I feel like it. And yeah, I think it's just going to work out better like that for me. At least that's the plan right now. I've also been asked why I didn't make this place be part of why I didn't make this place out of World Edit, basically, or World Painter, sorry. And kind of goes like, I just haven't worked a lot with World Painter before. The one time I did try to work with it, it really didn't feel like it was well suited to me. It was like really hard to work with and hard to understand, and it wasn't really a good time. So I just haven't really touched it in a few years, and well, now we're here. I'm doing my own terrain by hand, and working on Boofy's hair shop, I guess. Never know where life's gonna take you. I think I want to make this be a staircase. Maybe more on this side. And then basically this will be the ground level. So instead of having to dig out like a bajillion blocks to terraform, I'm just gonna have to dig out a few. Yeah. What I did over here was basically this. I'm probably gonna do the same, to be honest. I'll just fill it in like so. Yeah, so I'm having issues where like I haven't quite decided if some of this ground is gonna be dirt path or if it's gonna be like cobblestones. I guess it's gonna be cobblestones in this area. That's one of the things I was talking about where like it's hard kind of trying to split the difference between medieval and early modern, because like I don't know to what degree I want places to be paved versus like dirt roads. But yeah, it's tough. A lot of creative choices to make when you're starting a big new project. That's a little bit also why I'm doing this in a new world, is so that I can make those choices and I'm not just kind of like piggybacking off of stuff I've already decided like years ago. Like in Tretogor. I think I might have to just make this like a stone foundation, basically. Like, go like this, and then... This was actually the original design for what the Regensburg walls were going to look like. It was going to be big tough bricks on the bottom and then terracotta. I just decided kind of late in the process that I didn't like the gray and I wanted to keep it all sort of terracotta colored. But yeah. To be fair, plenty of medieval cities had paved roads. Yeah, it's just paved, like I said, it's kind of split the difference, basically. Here we can make these wooden beams. We'll basically bring this out. I'll have to find something to mix in with these walls. Terracotta is always a tough one because I don't really know what to mix in with it. I don't want to do bricks because bricks doesn't really make sense. I don't want to do dirt. I feel like it's just hard to match with. It's always just been like a block that I guess I struggle with. Oh, whoops. Hold on. So this is basically how I've been designing these houses. You can see I've done a few things around here. That building over there is actually a Roman bath. I'm basing it off of the Thermes de Cluny in Paris. Very loosely, but just the idea that there used to be like Roman baths here. The reason they're not totally ruined is because people in the Middle Ages were still taking baths, but people in the early modern period stopped for a while because it had weird connotations with like being dirty or being gay or whatever social reason they gave to it. But effectively they decided nobody should be taking baths anymore. That's weird. So they stopped taking baths. And that's why the Roman ruins are like ruined now. Even if they were being used up until like say the early modern ages, early medieval period. Roman paving and street building was and still is actually lost. I'm not sure about that. I don't know a lot about the subject, honestly. I might push this back. I might push this back off of the street so that I can add like a gate and then some kind of overhang. Whoops. Hold on. We go like this. Like I said, I don't know how much of this I'm going to keep. It's tough. What's being built right now? We are currently in the big new sort of early modern city, and I'm working on a townhouse that I'm thinking of making into a barbershop. And yes, this is the big project I started a while back. If I show you, you can see it's pretty big. It's not as big as it could be, but it's pretty big. Still haven't super decided what I want to do with a lot of this kind of area, but it's gonna take me a while, evidently. But yeah, we got time. I think that could be cool. It's okay. It's one of those things that like when you enter a city, it kind of like breaks the vibe if you can see straight through the other side. So you have to try and create spaces where the roads kind of like turn and curve and cover each other, so it's like not super clear. It's just one of those things, and that's kind of why I do those little overhangs over my alleyways, because if you do an overhang, it still feels like a solid road with just like a tunnel running through it. If you don't, it feels like there's a big break in the road, and it's like a whole thing. I think we're basically going to copy what that house was supposed to be. I'm not sure about this ground floor. This is like annoying me. It doesn't feel right. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I made this palette a while ago and I haven't consulted it in a while. The seed is beautiful. Oh, I can hey, if anybody wants it. That's the seed we're working with. But yeah, basically most of this terrain exists like as you can see it. And the world spawn is like here. It's up on this cliff somewhere. I love the alley overhang. Could be really neat for the little garden or something. Are you making this a barber as in a hairdresser or barbershop? That's a good question, and I haven't decided. I think hairdresser. I think hairdresser. We're right next to a university, and I think that kind of puts a damper on the whole barber surgeon gig. Because we have like university educated like people who know anatomy now. Especially by like the 1610s, 20s, 30s, 40s, wherever we're at. Oh right, the palette. Totally forgot. Getting sidetracked. I love these clouds, by the way. I just want to say. This is the better clouds mod. This is tough. I created this palette and it was supposed to like serve me, and you know, it's one of those things like the second you make a palette, it stops being useful, I guess. It's just tough. I mean, we can try it. I don't think it's gonna go well though. Because this is what I'm making the floors out of. Especially around here, the floor is gonna be... I don't know. So difficult. This is gonna be a window, but on this side it shouldn't be, so that you can't see like straight through it, basically. I'm not going to put an arch because it's going to be a wooden beam and you don't really need to arch wooden beams. Here, so I'll tell you what. We're going to come in and paint this. Like so. And then we'll paint the end stone the yellow. It's still going to be bright. It's just not going to be there we go. Like so. Got a beautiful house. It actually does really complement this color though. Maybe I could try going something like that. Yeah, that fits. That looks nice. It's probably going to be spruce, to be honest. This is, I mean, this is effectively why I've never built on camera in a video. Because it's like so much back and forth. And just like umming and ahhing over things. It is a very satisfying palette. To be honest, I think the tough bricks tied together. Maybe I just need to put in a bit of granite. It'll kind of solve itself. I'm kind of happy with that. I think I want to go for a deep slate roof. Ooh, that's gonna be weird. It'll be fine though. I'll figure it out. I have confidence. If you have confidence, you don't need anything else. Like a plan. I don't know what music is playing, but it's really nice. Just gonna bump it up a notch. The houses in my local town have colorful decorations on and text on the wood frames. Waddle and dub. Daub is D-A-U-B. I've never considered putting like writing into my buildings themselves. Interesting proposition though. Can't say I'm not intrigued. The music got like a little bit loud. I'll just turn down the sound of the game. The whole thing, I guess. Why do I keep running into like floating text? What is happening? Like so. There we go. Very easy way to do debug walls. Oh, by the way, for people who are into Minecraft Bedrock mode, the Bedrock Tretogor Province does technically exist now. My only warning is that some stuff is broken. But like, compared to having no Bedrock download, I'll take like a broken download. But I don't know, it doesn't like Minecraft doesn't really like you trying to convert worlds that have like animal heads, like custom heads, I mean. There we go. Are you gonna do something? I think it'd be hard to translate to Minecraft. That sandstone looks ugly. Oh, it's gonna get replaced. Yeah, it's a endstone. It's just an easy block for me to replace, basically. Okay, let me effectively, or no, hold on. Okay, duplicate, and then we're going to flip it like so. And we're just going to kind of trim the fat. So ordinarily, I wouldn't do this much, like flipping and stuff in a build. The thing is, when you're working with walls, it's like a huge time sink to try and debug every single wall. So just having tools that make it a lot more, say, streamlined is really valuable. Like, here's the thing. I'm not playing Minecraft at this point in my life because I'm like, wow, I really need to spend 8,000 years debugging walls. I'm playing Minecraft so I can express myself creatively and do kind of like make the things that I see in my head when I feel creative. Does that make sense? Trying to figure out what I can do here. I don't know. Because I want to put a gate here, right? I want to put like a little fence gate sort of thing. I think the download is already available for Narnia and Whalers Wharf enthusiasts. Whalers Wharf is really cool. Yeah, it is. Minecraft is my creative outlet. And hence why I use Axiom, because for me, a lot of times being creative is trying to find, like, the creativity isn't just getting stuff down. Like, it's, if I just wanted to see a Minecraft town be made, I would pay someone like 30 bucks to make a Minecraft town. But coming up with solutions to like dumb problems and trying to be creative in your solution, like trying to do creative problem solving for me is like the fun of Minecraft. See, stuff like this, I'm really excited for shelves for, right? Because like in a perfect world, we would just have like, I would just put like a little red accent there and have it be opaque, but I can't make the trapdoors opaque, so when we have shelves, it'll do what I want it to. In the meantime, I don't know. In the meantime, I'm gonna do this, basically. I don't know what to do with this bit. I might make it... I could do something like this, just to kind of close it off, but it doesn't look good to me. Maybe set the beam back a little. I think the lack of depth in that arch issue. Well, okay, if I was doing it in stone, basically, I would just bring it down to like here. It'd be a beautiful stone thing. But because it's wood, it just has to be a beam, right? Is your world on your server? It's your world on your server. Why not switch to the snapshot? Oh, if I switch to the snapshot, no more axiom. No more axiom is gonna slow down my building like crazy. It's just so much faster to build with axiom. Like a ridiculous degree. Okay, if I try to figure this out for a second, right? Probably something like this. Probably kind of a small door. I don't know if you guys have like been out into the world, but like 90% of the doors you see are perfectly sized for like one human. Even if it's like a big shop, it's usually just like a very human-sized sort of door. I don't know why in Minecraft we're so like attracted to the idea of like big doors. I think it's because the archways. Can't make a good arch with a Minecraft door. It's like one wide. I mean, you can always try, but you know, tough. Here's my idea. Do something like that. Like having the almost like it's like a big sort of like shutter being propped up. You know what I mean? Like that. So instead of glass, it just looks like a big window shutter. Lets in tons of fresh air, tons of light. Of course, I could just do a big window, but since I play on Bedrock, I can't use that. Sequel, why don't you switch to Java? Or do you not have a laptop? I guess that's a silly question. You probably don't have a laptop. My bad. I played on Java for years. There's nothing sorry. I played on Bedrock for years. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. My brother still plays on Bedrock, even though he has a laptop. I know some people just prefer it. But yeah, I like having shaders. I like having mods, you know? I think this is too dark at the moment. It would benefit from being just a little bit lighter. What can't you use in Bedrock? Whoa, excuse me, folks. I knocked my mic. The two things you can't use in Bedrock, basically, are shader packs and mods. Although you can kind of pay for either, but like... I think this should be a wooden floor. I don't think anybody on a barber's salary is affording stone floors, but I don't think it's going to be like, you know, it's like 1650. Like, you're not poor, you don't have a dirt floor. Like, not that bad, but it's just not. And I don't like doing half slab ceilings, because half slab ceilings make things really awkward when you're trying to do like, if you're trying to hang something off the ceiling, if you're trying to make a staircase. The forever issue you have is like, imagine this is half slabs. You make a staircase that goes up like this, this, this. Your balustrade looks like that, and then it just ends. You know, it just looks a bit odd. And I know it doesn't bug everybody, and it doesn't like have to, but it does bug me, which is why I don't do that anymore, basically. Also, if this was half slabs, I would have to make this block into clay, and I'm just not sure if I want to do that right now. Bedrock has vibrant visuals. Yeah. Bedrock has the marketplace add-ons. A lot of marketplace is a good idea in theory because it does support artists. It's just like, we all know that the marketplace is basically targeted at kids, and it's just not. There's always this weird disconnect between Mojang as a game development company and Mojang as an asset of Microsoft. Because Mojang as a game dev company is like, we would like to add the happy gas because we want our players to have cute pets. And Mojang as a Microsoft asset is like, we are now pairing up with Swarovski to make a glass creeper emblem that cost $400 Canadian. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, I don't know. A lot of, if you really want to get critical, like, a lot of Minecraft as a brand is really, I would say, really off-putting. I don't want to say scummy, but you understand what I mean, I think. A lot of marketplace content is outdone by free mods. Yeah, a lot of it is. Not all of it. I mean, there is, I mean, it's like anything in life. Like, there is good stuff, and it does genuinely support like content creators. Like, I put tons of hours into this stuff. Like, this is like an hour-and-a-half live stream, and I'm probably gonna make about $1.90 realistically. But if I put this world on the Minecraft marketplace, I would get like $100 a month probably. You know? And maybe I should. I don't know. No, like I've discussed, putting anything on the Bedrock edition kind of breaks stuff. It's not a... Actually, this is just going to be the back shop. I'm not going to link it up because this is going to be entered... Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie doozy. It's going to be entered like here, I guess. This is my attempt to do an arch, by the way. I never use Marketplace, I just don't like mods, really. I used to I used to use Marketplace for Minecraft maps, like really high quality. Okay, ideally, really high quality Minecraft maps. In practice, it's like a 50-50. I think you guys know that. Like, a lot of the stuff that went up on the Marketplace, especially in the early years, was just terrible. Like, really, I feel like $6 or something, like, for just something that ultimately was like very mediocre, very half-baked, I would say. And I have no hate to the creators. Like, I don't think people were setting out to like scam kids or anything. I don't want to put it that way, but like I said, half-baked. I'm probably going to continue the beams. The benefit of continuing the beams like same place every floor is that if you want to put in a wall, it's really easy to just bring it up. And I probably will put a wall, basically. Probably put a ladder and then kind of enclose this as like a attic space for a bedroom. Whoops, you daisy. Just that we can conserve as much space as we can. Although it will give us a weird kind of silhouette, so I don't know. Yeah, early Marketplace was hot garbage. Yeah. For the little alley, you could use a 2 or 3 block vertical turn trapdoor with a standard door in the middle to make a sort of fancy wooden fence / wall. Yeah, you're right. I could do that. Hold on. I mean, I was thinking of making it be a gate, but I really don't mind if it's just like this. Or, hold on. I'll see how this looks. This is fine. I might keep it like that. I might not even make it open. I know what you mean. What you meant was like do like this. But no, I think it genuinely does actually just look like pretty decent like this. Of course, we're gonna, okay, so we're gonna manicure it a little bit. We could do something like that. And we can even bring something like hanging outside the window. Just to kind of bridge the gap like visually. Something like that, basically. I feel like it needs a design. I saw a lot of maps that just look like server lobbies. I never understood the server lobby thing. I just don't really get it. I love vibrant visuals. I used it in my most recent video. It looked great with the mangrove. I wasn't super happy with vibrant visuals. It isn't for me, basically. You could also pop in an oak trap door as a little lattice window thing. That's not a bad idea. Hold on. I think you have the right idea. I wouldn't have thought to do it. That does look better. Okay, back to whatever we're supposed to be doing here. My idea was like maybe we could go like this. Just to sort of make it look like yeah, there's like a banner hanging, but it's like I don't know. Of course, we can also open the window. Or we could put a here, because it's really hard to sneak in blue into most places. I mean, we could do like this. I think that looks pretty cool. I don't think that's too bad at all. We could even double down on the blue of it all. If you put the same banner pattern twice, by the way, it kind of hardens the edges. So instead of being smooth like that, you get like some real crisp edges. Like so. I could also pop in an oak trap door. Very nice. Yeah, I think this place is coming together. I think it is. I'm not entirely sure what to do with this roof line. Could try bringing in some spruce wood. Or we could just go everyone's favorite. Just putting in some levers. Levers are easy because they kind of smooth out the visual lines without like you having to really do too much work, basically. But we could also go for something more like this, a little bit bulkier, of course. Of course, it is a little bit bulkier, but you can always go for like the full sort of band around it. I think it's too much though. I think it looks really like too bulky. I think the levers are like a little bit thin, but I don't really... If those are the two options, I think levers win out for sure. You could also try something like this. Which doesn't look great. Or like this. Which is better. This is better. We don't even have to use oak, but I think oak is going to look better than dark oak, probably. It's tough. This is one of the reasons I'm excited for the new lightning rods and shelves, because Minecraft really thrives on blocks that aren't full blocks, basically. Team fence gate. Okay, let me try... Maybe just going fence gate, a little bit more subtle, might be the move. I think that works. I mean, that's very subtle. Maybe that's too subtle. But we're working here, you know? We're trying something. Confused human says you're cooking. Okay, okay. I'm trying to think what I can actually do. Hold on. Okay, I don't usually do the research like phase with you guys, but like I don't know what the hell goes into like a barber surgeon's thing. Okay. The reason why everybody builds medieval in Minecraft is because medieval is a great keyword and early modern sucks. There we go. You just gotta know what the keywords are. Are these monkeys? What the hell am I looking at? What is this? What? What is this? Okay, I'm getting the idea though, right? We need some chairs, some stools, right? Some basins for water. Water is really important. We go to another one, we see another chair, kind of stool thing. Here we see something similar, some more chairs, little tables, lots of hanging objects. Might notice, not in this one, but you can see a lot of like shelving and stuff. So shelves are really important. Again, tons of hanging bits and bobs. More shelves, tons of shelves and cabinets. Yeah, just knowing the keywords. Okay, the reason I put in the beginning before 2022 is because 2022 is when AI exploded, and I'd rather not build this than build this with AI, basically. This is one place where like the actual Minecraft shelves as Minecraft shelves would be great. There's a bit of a cramped interior for what we're trying to do, but I think it's like doable. And from here, we're gonna try and hang some bits and bobs. We can't. I think we can. I don't know. I don't even get what they were hanging in those photos. It's like little basins and tins and stuff, which is really hard to show in Minecraft, obviously. I get like AI slop fantasy stuff. Yeah, it's horrible. Horrible, horrible. Have more hanging bits than bobs? Are you opposed to using player heads? I'm not entirely. Not entirely. My concern right now is that player heads don't stick to the ceiling. I'd use conduits. Conduits might be goated. Hold on. That's not even terrible. I mean, like, is it perfect? No. Does it kind of work? Kind of. Like, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that doesn't kind of work. Okay, one of the other things we saw was that there were, you know, a couple of like fancy chairs and then always like some kind of, you know, kind of less fancy chair. So might put like a sort of nice fancy one over here. Like so. Maybe a couple less fancy ones and something like a little sort of footstool sort of thing. Now I just need some kind of space. I think probably here. Because on that table, they had a table, right? Yeah, a table with like a little cloth hanging off of it. That looks like a book, some kind of ledger maybe, right? So maybe we have some kind of ledger, a little bit of money on the table. And then some kind of little pot, maybe full of shaving cream, you know? Pots and pitchers. Planting pots. I could do planting pots. They really blend in though. You guys hit pitchers. I don't know how to represent a pitcher in Minecraft. I could use candles. I could try to... Hold on. Okay, they're like low-key facing the wrong way, but like, I could do candles. But those are really more floaty. I find they're a little bit too small to be like convincingly hanging from anything. Shears for scissors, glowing moss on the floor, could be spilled shaving cream. No Bob's head. Will the Tretoguesser be updated consistently? I don't think so. I wouldn't ask that of my friend. It exists and it's there. If you guys want to, you know, like go for it. If you guys want to use it, like go for it, of course. Bells hang. We could do bells. You guys think we should do bells? Problem is, bells really look like bells. Conduits are like suggestive, you know? You're like, I don't know what it is, but it's like, it's up there. Bells look so much like bells. Like they just read instantly like bells. Of course we could do like skeleton skulls. Not the best solution though. Somebody said do like spilled shaving cream on the floor. Oh, hold on. I wanted to put like a... I wanted to make it look like there's like a little rag here or something, like hanging off the table. Maybe like so. And then if I wanted to do like a little shaving cream spill, I might do... maybe something like so. Something like that. Maybe somebody knocked one off the shelf by accident, you know? This half of the area still feels a little bit empty. A little bit empty. Pickles and cucumbers. Wait, what? What am I missing? Hanging the pots from the picture. pots from the picture where they're hanging off the wall. I see. Well, hold on. Let's go to the custom player heads. Let's see what's up. Pickle has been sitting in a jar for too long. What? I've tried this before. Let's just say iron. Maybe just like an iron block. Try maybe plate. I think it would kind of just have to be iron by itself. Or I could do buttons. I mean, I could do buttons. Or I could put I mean, I could do like that, but then I'm using a lot of item frames. Brown for a leather strap. I don't know. Hold on. I think I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm not happy with that detail at the moment. Maybe I'll come back to it, but right now it's not working for me. Glass player heads. I don't think you can do a transparent player head. Oh, just one row near the top would be closer to the picture. I could get rid of these and go like go like that. I mean, it's something. It's not nothing. The stream has actually gone on for longer than I thought it would because I didn't expect to be building a barbershop. Now my dog is whining at me. Ugh. Oh, I didn't even put any water in here. I wanted to put a basin of water. Maybe in the corner. Maybe I can reconstruct this. Maybe I can reconstruct this more like near the back here. Kind of open up the space a bit. Hi, Boogie. I think I might just keep this and the cauldron in the same kind of area. These I'm not convinced about. I don't know. Maybe they can be hanging? It's so hard to make things look like when you just have nothing even close in the game and you're just like fumbling at straws. Like, I think this is like serviceable. I don't know. I don't have any shears in here right now, which is like the big thing. I also don't have any brushes, which I would like. So I might get rid of that. Put down a little brush here next to the shaving cream. And maybe some shears on like a little side table. I just remembered though, you can't put item frames on tables for some silly reason. I could try to just set this to be a table though. A scaffold, I mean. Why can I not? No. Yeah, like I could do like that. I don't know why that never even occurred to me before. The location currently on stream is that fort one, I think, the ruined one. Oh, dark oak trapdoor for the back would look fancy. I could do that. I could make this chair look fancier. Maybe chain with a button on the end. I think that's too long though. Hulacan, yeah, we were pretty good. We're in Tretogor as the barber surgeon. Actually, hold on. In Tretogor, there are... I want to say 3 barber surgeons. Wait. Hold on. In Tretogor, there's a barber surgeon in Regensburg. No. There is a barber in Regensburg. There is a barber surgeon in Newport. And a barber surgeon in Sarneville. In any case, though, I'm pretty happy with what we have so far. I'm gonna end the stream in a couple minutes, to be honest. I'm just gonna try and decorate out the back. I don't think there's much we can do, really. Definitely gonna do some more water. And another little table here. I'm gonna try to avoid putting any kind of item frames back here because it's just hold on, how dark is it? Oh, it's pretty dark. It's pretty dark in here. I can't lie, guys, it's a little bit. I think we could use a lantern. There we go. This doesn't need to be too bright, but I might change where the candle is. We definitely need some kind of chest. Probably a stair just for like an employee to sit down. think having a shelf would be useful. Like so. And then maybe just a little shelf over here somewhere. It is really dark though. There we go. I think that's fine. I think this feels good. Is this a crap out the window sort of town? No, it isn't. I don't think so. No, I think like I'm gonna try and put kind of bathrooms in people's like backyards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the rule is gonna be everybody gets like 7 meters of backyard. And then like a retaining wall, of course, because you know. I think 7 meters is decent. I don't know. I need to wait for these guys to get to their backyards, though. So there's probably going to be a street that comes through the back here and connect up. I haven't figured it out, though. Thank you. Can you believe it? Everybody gets 7 meters of backyard. Commies of the HOA. Because I'm trying to make the houses all be like houses of the same class. I feel should all have roughly the same amount of space, because otherwise it just doesn't. Otherwise it's hard to contrast upper, middle, and lower class if within each area there's a lot of contrast already. I don't have a ton of space to be doing that kind of contrast. So I don't know. But anyway, guys. I'm really happy with the building we came up with here. I think it looks really cool, and I think it's a lot more interesting looking than it would have been if I was just building it by myself. Thank you very much to everybody who stopped by, either now or even early in the stream. People who left. I get it. Not everybody has 2.5 hours for a Sir Bobert Raw stream on a Thursday. But in any case, I would appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't seen it already, go check out the Tretogor World Tour video. I'm sure you'll like it. And I will definitely see you guys around. Thank you to Confused Human. And goodbye, everyone. Logging off.